Okay, then welcome from my and Florian's side. We're going to present today the work on Vault. Vault is our idea on secure, on sharing and storing secure passwords in Odoo. First, I'd like to give a short introduction on who we are, what we do, and what we believe, and what our requirements were for creating this module or this application on Odoo. I would like to introduce the functional scope of the module, and of course, I would like to spend most of the time actually presenting what the tool is being able to do. Then I would like to shortly discuss the future ideas that we have to take this Vault module or application further, and then finally the QA session. I have to announce that I didn't see where the QA sessions are pouring in. I hope, Alexandra, you will take care of this and asking me the questions, or me and Florian the questions that will come in. So first of all, I'd like to introduce Florian and myself. Florian is a software developer and admin, head admin at integrators. He believes that Odoo is a very good framework, which I of course believe as well. He loves to put idea into applications, and what I missed out here, Florian loves to automate things that can be automated. I am Frederik. Some of you might know me. I'm a project manager and the CEO at integrators. I believe that OCA is the perfect community to spread ideas in Odoo. And yeah, sometimes I'm pushing even crazy ideas forward. Some of them are not directly implementable or feasible, but that's why I have people like Florian that can take the ideas, form the ideas, and put them into running applications. Whereas Vault is I would say it's not even really a joint project, because Florian is somebody that is really also concerned with security and loves to design secure applications. So, I will take care of this or explain how it came to happen in a second. Sorry. So yeah, our focus at integrators is we serve as SME, primarily SME clients. We help them to digitize their businesses, and we consult them for strategic use of information technology. So that's a broad focus of what we are doing at integrators. We are believing that it's really relevant to foster the use of open source software, because we think that it's not really economically desirable to reinvent the wheels twice, but sharing ideas with the community that are generic enough to be brought to life in a community. That's why we support open source communities, and especially the OCA. And you can guess what? Odoo is more often than not the tool to do so, because we believe that's a perfect framework to build business applications on top. So with regards to Vault, we had different requirements. We needed something to share passwords. I think that every company that is basically doing services stores and basically IT services stores and needs password to access the systems of themselves, and as well as systems or services, APIs of their customers. So we wanted to have something that is internally as well as can be used with clients and collaborators all around the world. Of course, not only because of the legal implications on, for instance, GDPR and other security issues. Security is not negotiable. I think that is clear. It's pretty much the same as in aviation industry. Security is something that needs to be built into the application. And we wanted it to be open source and to be shared with people, because of course, and that's what I said, we believe in open source software, and we believe that software is becoming better and more mature if you distribute that and share that with the community. From a technical perspective, we needed something that was platform independent, that could be installed everywhere where an Odoo server is running. We wanted something that is distributed, that can be used from a central server and then distributed to the clients. We wanted to build on top of a solid baseline with a strong community, with which Odoo obviously is. And we wanted to use standard technology we are familiar with. I think that is one of the preconditions that is often put into play when you start to develop something in the community. You start out with something you already are quite familiar with because that is easier and the learning curve is already behind you. So we needed something that was separating security by a concept like containers. So we didn't want to store each and every password, each and every file into a whole container, as that is, for example, in KeePass. Usually, we wanted to entail the passwords and the entries in different containers, which we call vaults. Even the server, and that was a security requirement, shouldn't have access to the secrets. So even if the server is becoming compromised, you should not be able to unlock the passwords and make the secrets visible. And ideally, we wanted to have something that was at least a prototypical KeePass importer that allowed us to import our own KeePass files. What we did then was we analyzed various tools in different stages. So the entire project on finding a new ways to store and share passwords dates back like at least 2 years, if not 3 or even more, I would say. So across the time, we were analyzing different solutions that in the beginning were not even stable or not even developed to a status where we could say, okay, they are feature complete. Among these different open source solutions we had analyzed across the time were TeamPass, SysPass, BizWarden, and lately also Psono, which is a Pythonic solution as well. To be honest, nothing really convinced us. That is why we, or better Florian, started to build it on top of Odoo. The functional scope of the solution of the Vault application in Odoo is Vault entails encrypted fields and files in a tree-like structure. If you are familiar with the use of KeePass, you know that you could besides the fields, the password fields themselves, and the entries you could store in KeePass, you could also upload and encrypt files, and that is something that we wanted because, for instance, if we would like to store a public key or any digital certificate or something like that, we wanted it to be uploadable there as well and encryptable. We wanted that every added user could read, and that is implemented in Vault, that every added user can read the secrets of a Vault. So if you add a user to a Vault, and I will shortly show you how that works, then he or she can read the passwords. The database stores the public and the password protected private key of the user. For the technical specificities, we have a link at the end of the presentation, but I think that Florian could far better explain to you how the technical security concept does work at the end after the presentation. The password for the private key is entered by the user himself on the browser. And the meta information on the fields, like field names and file names, are not encrypted. That's primarily because we would like to be able to search and index on the entries in order to make them searchable and filterable inside Odoo. And we also wanted to have a lock that contained the changes to specific vaults. Then the vault is the container in our functional requirements. Additionally, we have the concept of an inbox. The inbox works allows a user to receive encrypted secrets internally as well as from external partners. And we wanted something that was able to share, and this is why the module also allows via an extension that is called vault_share. This is an additional module to share passwords with external users. For that, we wanted to implement a kind of a self-destruction. So we allow a password to stay around for a certain period of time, and we allow a password for a certain amount of accesses. After that, it will be self-destructed and not be accessible by external partners. Shares can work internally as well as externally, and allow each user to share secrets with external partners using a link and a pin. How that is being working, I'm going to show you now. So, first of all, we have prepared a bit of a couple of things and installed Vault system with some demo data. So once you have the Vault module installed, you're going to see a menu entry called Vault. You see that here. And in that list view, you can already see the vaults that I have been created together with their owner and a node. So if we want to create a new vault, we can simply go here, give it a name, give it a node, and we have to hit our passwords from time to hide in our passwords from time to time. What I need to explain you here is once you create a new user, the first thing you will be asked for is to store your private password here. So this is something that you will ask about as time passes, and if you access or execute certain actions in the Odoo backend, you will be asked for the password again, because the encryption decryption is actually running in the browser front end of the client. So now I'm creating a second vault, and you're gonna see what you expect in Odoo, that you have a second additional vault. Now in this vault, I have to explain this two panels here. One is the access rights to this vault, and then we have as I said, this lock panel that actually locks all the things that happen inside the vault, for instance, sharing passwords. Now, if you look above here on the left side, we are able to import KeyPass files in a certain version. I think Florian can comment on that later, which version does work and what version does not work. So if you want to use it with KeyPass, you have to make sure that the export from KeyPass works with a certain format, encryption format, and not with the other, because otherwise you won't be able to import this. And the export will actually create a JSON file if I'm informed well. So now, as you could hit here on the top right on this button, that actually allows you to create entries for that vault. We wanted to have a hierarchical view on the on the structure. So that's why we created a parent structure that actually allows us to implement a child and parent relationship between the entries in a vault. So we could say, for instance, or let me do something differently. Let me go back to a vault we've just created. I think that one contains entries already. Yes, exactly. So as you can see here, we have different system contacts, system entries already in the system. So what you could see here is there is an admin password and, for instance, an SSH password. This has been last updated on the 28th of October, basically yesterday in the morning. So, and here underneath, you see the files that have been uploaded to this vault. Of course, you can always add additional files from whatever you want. So, can save this, and then the file is saved here. So what needs to be explained here as well is that you could use tags to specify the entries a bit further, and you could also provide a URL where these passwords are being used. Now, what you can do here is you can show the passwords. You can see that this password is not all too strong. You could put them to clipboard to use them, for instance, in a web interface, or you could share this password with an internal user. If you do so, you will be asked for the user to be sharing with. As you can see, I am Mitchell admin right now, and I would like to share this password with Mark Demo. I could say, okay, I'm gonna share it with Mark Demo and share a password with Mark Demo. Okay, name it like this. And then there is this interesting link on the right side, which basically says that I would like to share it with external people. So, for instance, I would like to share the SSH root password. So, short disclaimer: you should not share a SSH root password without good reasoning with external partners. But let's assume this time we have a good reasoning. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm sharing it externally. I'll give it a name: external SSH share. Again, I could say, see here the PIN. The PIN is required for inputting to decrypt the secret at the end of the external user. This share URL is the URL that the external user has to access. I said that among the functional scope of the project and the module vault was that we could give the password an expiry date, which we can do here. I don't know what I think it seems that the expiration date is by default 7 days. So this is it. And I could also say, well, I would like to have the access counter being only 2, for instance. So I'm gonna save this pin, save the share, open it on a different screen. Save. Oh. now you could see the screen. That is basically the share screen when I have externally shared the secret. So I have to put the token here. Oh, that doesn't obviously work. I don't know why this doesn't work. I'll try it again.
Maybe it wasn't shared yet or saved yet when you access the URL. So maybe just reloading would work.
Yeah, probably that was the reason. Let me check again. So safe.
Please save those and then use the link. It might change again. I think this.
What did I do wrong?
Just use the link now.
Okay.
It might be a different one now. Yeah, it's a different one.
Okay. Yes. So you have to hack in the password then, and then you got the secret decrypted at the browser end of the client. So I think I made it 2. So I can, if I reload this, I can again 6. So it was already accessed twice, so I cannot access it again, right? No, I cannot access it again. So, but it should tell me something about expiration date. Again, I will try it again.
It was already there.
So it shares the password. Okay, I think that's the famous presentation problem. So there seems to be a problem with either the browser or the JavaScript on that. Yesterday when I tried it, it worked flawlessly. So we analyzed that again. So what should be working here is that if you hit the link and you put in the pin, the password is just showing up until the expiration date or until this link has been hit and the password decrypted twice. So what else you can see here in the logs that I've created a value here and uploaded a file, and the other actions that took place inside this vault. Now I have said that I can, apart from sharing external the passwords externally, I could also share them internally. I think I did that already, so that's why I'm now going into the back end of the other user, which is a demo for the time being, and this demo user should now be able to see the inbox entry that we've just created, which was a share password with Mark demo. So he's now able to see, of course, he has to put in his personal password, which for the simplicity reasons has been demo as well. And now he could decrypt this password and do again, store them to a clipboard or share them further. Then let's go back to the admin user for the time being to show you something about the how a access level can be managed in. So I'm again asked for my password. Exactly, then I'll go to Vault, and for instance, I'm the owner of all these vaults, and let's check which of them are already shared with a Mark demo. This one obviously not. Test Vault 2, so let's check this briefly. Let's check whether Mark Vault can see this, but he should not. No, as you can see, Test Vault 2 is not shared with Mark Demo right now. So let's go out. Admin again. So Test Vault 2, and now I would like to share this with Mark Demo. Sharing means as soon as I add a user, Mark Demo here, Mark Demo is able to see the vault, in this case Test Vault 2, and he can also access on read level every entry. What he can do else is storing new passwords, but he can't overwrite them, he can't share them, and he can't delete them any further. So once I go out here, probably I didn't save it. Let me check again, because if it's not saved, of course, Mark Demo would not have access to this vault. No, you can see I missed to save it. So saving it accesses grants Mark Demo read and store access. So once I'm adding Mark Demo in, he should now have access to Vault 2, which is also logged here. So looking at the time, I think we have already consumed 29 minutes. So I'd like to go back to my slides for the time being. There is, of course, plenty of things that we could show in more detail, but we unfortunately have no more time. So I'd like to proceed with the roadmap. So what we further want to do with the Vault is to integrate a field and file history for restoration of old passwords, which is currently not being integrated. We would like to improve the importer in the sense that it can support challenge and responses with FIDO2 hardware tokens, that it can import newer versions of the KeyPass file format to be directly imported into Vault. We would like to handle missing crypto RPE properly on HTTPS, because actually the whole encryption right at the moment does only work on HTTPS. That is currently a work in progress that Florian is already working on. And of course, bear with me, there is a typo here. We would like to do the migration to OWL, the new web framework that Odoo provided. And of course, as security is non-negotiable, as I said, we'd like to enhance the unit testing here on the applications. So yes, I'm happy to answer questions, whereas I can answer the question good. Otherwise, Florian is with me. He developed the whole thing, so he can go in much more detail, explain you in much more detail what the technical specificities of the module are.
Okay, thanks, Frederik, for this presentation. We have a few questions in the chat. First one is from Remy, who says, I suppose the private key password is not stored in clear in the browser. So
He
please
supposed what? I
reassure
didn't get
us.
it.
The private key password that
Florian.
Yeah,
that people
let me
enter.
just jump into that. The password for the private key isn't stored in the browser. It's only used temporarily when getting the private key from the database, and then the private key is stored in the index DB of the browser.
Okay. Then question is, when you share a secret, the URL changes when you save the share, and there's a suggestion that maybe it should not be presented until it is saved.
Yeah, that's right. Otherwise, the problems that just appeared when I was not saving it appear. Yeah, we can improve that. You can see from that the entire module is, I would say, still in a proof of concept phase. So we certainly have to improve the UI quite a bit in the usability, but the technical principle does work quite flawlessly.
Okay. Is there a way to delete a share?
Yes, there is a way to delete a share if that share is internally. If the share is externally, for the time being, there is no possibility to delete.
Yeah, there is. Just go on the shares menu.
Here?
Yeah, they are basically all the shares. You're currently on Markdemo, so Markdemo doesn't have the share. The admin has currently two shares. You can see them there. You can also check the passwords and the secrets again there and delete them.
Okay, so I thought it was not there for external shares, but let's check. Here you mean? Ah, yeah, here's the external share, indeed.
You can just open it, check the PIN again, check the secret again, or just use the regular Odoo functions to delete it.
Or even expiring it.
Counter. Yeah, or change the counter to maybe 5 again, or set another date.
Okay.
Okay, you still have to be careful about this, because if it has been really shared, so the URL shared, then it's too late. Because you
too late to what? Too late to delete this entry, you mean?
Yep.
Why do you think so? That is too late. I mean, if you cannot access the URL any longer.
Well, maybe it has been accessed already.
Ah, okay, yes, of course. I mean, you suggest to have a certain grace period if you did it by accident and you would like to. Yeah, but this okay, this is something that that we could think of, something like a gray or grace period in between creating and actually sharing. Or what do you suggest here?
Well, something that came to my mind while watching the demonstration was you showed some logs. So possibly you could log the access of the secrets.
Yeah, the external access. You mean how many people have been accessed it already for the auditing reason?
Yes. Well, you probably have this already because you have a number of accesses. So I expect this is available somewhere, but I think it's a useful information logging who, well, at least what IP address, if it's available, got that. So maybe the IP address won't be available because of reverse proxies, etc. But it's still something nice to know. I mean, if the secret and PIN code was used.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
we could and probably should configure the reverse proxy so that the external IP address is being put through, and then of course, as you said, that we have the counter already, so it should be possible to lock this in the entries as well.
Yeah, or at least show the number of accesses.
Yeah.
Because that's something quite often when you sharing, I don't know, I use WeTransfer sometimes to share some documents with, at least it can be work or personal, but knowing that the share address has been used is useful. Because you share something, it expires in 3 days, and the person still has not downloaded it. You know something's amiss.
Yeah, and the other way is right as well. Even though you don't exactly know who was downloading it, that gives you additional information that is very valuable. I do agree.
A small thing about that one, if you can just open the share, the access counter is basically the number left. So it's not the maximum. Basically, if you now hit it once or something like that, it will just decrease to 1.
Yeah, but it will not, in this regard, it won't tell you how much you intended, on how much accesses you intended in the first place. So we should keep that kind of information. How many accesses out of which have been done so far.
And I'm not sure it decremented since the demo. But maybe I got mistaken because of the number of attempts here.
I can do it again to show it. I'm pretty sure that it works because I tested exactly this yesterday. But let's check this.
It should already decrement if you use it on the website. So
yeah, here now you see it's just 1. So I should be able to see it 1. Okay, then again, should be 0 here now. Yes. So I can do it here, and now if I'm click again, it should saying secret expired. So that's the correct showcase here. Okay. Any further questions?
Yes, Remy. Sorry. Remy says that there's a private bean that can be used until the this Odoo module is finished and ready and published everywhere. So
again, I didn't get this. I didn't get this. What was he saying?
He's saying private bean should be used instead of WeTransfer to share passwords until the vault you're presenting is published and ready.
Well, it's published already. What we would encourage people is to share their feedback. I didn't do that for the time being, but Vault is already published in the OCA under server out, so cool. You could give it a try yourself. Nope.
Any cross-browser compatibility issues? Known issues?
Well.
So far it has it Chromium and Firefox. I'm not sure about Safari, if Safari is working fine or not. It uses basically the crypto API from the browser side, so if your browser supports the crypto API, it should be fine and working.
Okay.
But there is certainly a need of more community testing and community feedback to make it really productive. We should probably put a disclaimer here that you should probably not use it in production right now without having further testing on it.
But still, I think it's a very valuable module.
I hope so.
Like it quite a lot. I'm super happy about seeing all these modules during these OCA days. I will come out
it was
with
also
lots
a
of
bit
good
of
ideas.
You know, it was also a bit of inspiration when we discussed Bitwarden in the OCA board, because at that time we had already started this internal project on password security, and I was porting this back and looking at Bitwarden again. So yeah, this is basically something that we hope the Odoo community will love and help every integrator to store his passwords.
Cool. Do we have any more questions? Remy says he will definitely look into it, and thank you guys for sharing this.
Yeah, I mean, Florian is the guy. He developed all this. I just had some ideas to improve it and tested it. So yeah, feel free to get in touch with us.
Okay, if you have any more questions, please join the Discord channel, and I'm sure that Frederik and Florian will be happy to answer them.
Yep.
In the meantime, it's time for a lunch break, and I have to admit I'm starving. So let's meet again here in 30 minutes. The next talk, let me check. It will be, in 30 minutes, it will be Simone Orsi speaking about EDI, so electronic document interchange.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your food.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
Bye.